Hi, it's Ayesha from godfm, and while I'm uploading this video, I want to talk about just what flashed through my mind is like, okay, so like imagine the worst horror film, right? And imagine you're in the horror film where you get home invasions, you get hacked, you get raped, you get drugged, you get poisoned. They put stuff in the water, they're putting nano into your food, they're getting it into the toilet, it's crawling up your privates, it's taking over your body, they're controlling your brain because they're putting this in the air, and they're sort of like gassing it into your home. They can make your biometrics affected. Your body is being jolted internally, and basically you get headaches, ringing, boiling feet, sore back, bum, and whatever. You can't sleep. The bed's been rigged up to shake all night. The neighbors are pointing lights at you. Every time you go out, your house is invaded. You get hacked and stalked. Every phone gets taken over. Every telephone number. When you think you're connected to the internet, this is what happens. Just watch what's happening on my phone. And this is actually better than normal. Where, I go into the settings and it says, oh, you can't do that because you're not really connected to the internet, even though it says you are on your Wi-Fi says that you are. Because these guys have put some stuff on the phone. Then when you contact the police, they're telling you to go and see your doctor to get some medicine. And you're now frightened to call the police because they're going to put you into a mental asylum and they've put you down as a crazy person to try and discredit you. When you try and talk about the truth or make comments or create a page to talk about it, then all your comments are removed and any contacts that you have are removed. Your followers are removed. Your videos are also not really loaded onto the platform. They're loaded onto some other platform. I found I've been uploading videos and it doesn't even show up that they're loading because I'm not really connected to TikTok or the internet or whatever. I make comments and then I get... like today, I got told off because I commented on someone's post. And it wasn't a bad comment. It was actually quite a nice one. He was offering support and just agreeing with what they had put in their video. And just sort of, sympathizing, putting comments, supporting anybody who is under this attack also gets you into trouble. So then you become a flagged member of the public. That one's put a comment on the targeted individual person's post. And so make sure that you unclick. So you now got to get into that person's phone and make sure that they don't follow this person who's trying to tell the truth and talk about what they're doing. So you've got victims now who are under attack and they can't talk to anyone. They can't post anything. They get their account banned for community violations for talking about the truth of what's really happening to them. I can't talk about the data farms and the fact that the data farms have got precedent over human beings for water. And we are facing water, no more water. The data farms are a gateway, a portal, and they're taking people's consciousness. No one got consent. No one told us what's been going on. And we're not allowed to talk about it. And we've got this whole system of AI just racing ahead. When you try and talk to someone on TikTok about what they're doing, it's a robot. It doesn't have feelings. It doesn't care. And it's run by the devil. AI is demons. I just cannot believe that this is the world I live in. And if you're targeted, you'll know. You know the neighbors. I mean, how on earth is it possible that all the neighbors would join in unless they've been taken over? and they're no longer there. Now, I was talking to someone as well about the fact that I think they're replacing the people with copies, right? I heard what sounded like a truck with large, I would say, maybe dead animals about the size of human beings. It sounded like maybe cows or something of that size. It definitely sounded like it. And it was going from one container, and you could hear it going, bonk. And it was big items. And it sounded like it was coming from my garden next door, yeah? And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I wonder what that is. And I was frightened in my bed. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is bad. What's going on? What's that noise? And it wasn't just one. It was like hundreds. And I was thinking, oh my God, what on earth is that? And they're digging all the time and they're doing all these things and you're just putting 2 and 2 together. You're not sure if you're getting 4 or maybe 8 or 5, maybe even. And it's frightening. Obviously, we've got the Lord, but the stuff that's happening is happening fast. Hey, isn't it, guys? It is. I mean, the data farms are going up so fast. AI's taken over already, you know that, don't you, eh? And, I mean, I don't know where this starts and ends, but it's bank holiday weekend. I live by the sea, by the beach. And I haven't been going out. I didn't go out once. I did on Friday morning at about 7. Just pop out to get a few bits. And I thought, well, it's bank holiday. And I stayed in all weekend. You know why? Because as soon as I go out, they're going to come in and they're going to put some urine. They're going to urinate all over my home. They're going to rig up and put nano all over the walls. They're going to put the sticky stuff all over my doors, sticky stuff all over my windows, sticky stuff, and they've got like a sludge that they put on the carpets. And they do something to make things rusty. They put sticky stuff on the plates and on the knives and the forks. Like you're a homeless person. It's like I've got dried flowers, or fake flowers, and I have to wash them in bleach, hot bleach, about once every month or 2. Otherwise, they're covered in a yellow sticky stuff. And then the stuff goes all like a caramel drips all over the doors. I don't drink coffee upstairs. It's all over my doors upstairs, all over the walls, behind the radiator where, it's quite far away from washing up or anything in the bathroom. And I mean, I just don't understand where this all comes from. And I painted my windows and cleaned my windows, was it a week ago? When I went out, when I came back, I checked the windows, and already they'd been in, they'd made smudges, dirty marks, loads of yellow sticky stuff all over the window frames. And I spent the whole day cleaning the windows last week and the door frames, all the sticky stuff all over the walls, all over the doors. I had to wash down all the doors, all the frames, all of the windows again, because I went out for not more than an hour. So if I go out for a day, then it's just horrendous, because they come in and they do all sorts of stuff, and it's just awful. They put stuff in your bed, they're putting stuff in the toilet. I've heard beeping in my home, and the beeping was like almost like a clock or an alarm, and it was like dee 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 dee. And I could hear it so faint from around where my kitchen sink is. It's like, oh dear. So as I was saying, it's like there was something beeping, and I heard it going dee 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 dee, really faint. I was like, I don't know what that is, but that's something that's plugged in or battery powered. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of not having any help. I'm tired of being under attack. I'm tired of having to scrub myself down with bleach and a hard brush. I'm tired of being bitten by funny nano things. I'm tired of having to eat all sorts of things to compensate for the infestation of parasitic products they're putting in my gas and my water and fans. I'm tired of having to shield my own feet from carpets because they've put it all over the carpet. Can't go around barefoot in my house. I'm tired of my furniture being damaged. I'm tired of urine being put. So I'm tired of being terrorized, tortured, hacked, stalked, full-time, home invasions. I'm tired of nobody offering support, nobody helping the targeted individuals. I'm tired of being the only one who knows the truth and all the neighbours just pretend that nothing's like this is happening. I know that all the neighbours have signed NDAs, which are non-disclosure agreements, so they can't talk about it. I know that some of the neighbours get enjoyment out of the just destroying you. I'm just tired of it in general, all round. I don't know what it's like to be a happy person, to wake up normally and have a good night's sleep and go shopping and have friends and have family that you love and trust. I don't know what it's like to have a phone that isn't hacked with enemies in my phone. Real enemies. I don't know what it's like to be happy and peaceful and at rest. I've got the Lord, obviously, and I've got the Bible. But when it takes hours, like to connect to the internet, my phone says it's not connected to the internet. When I'm trying to upload videos, it just isn't loading. Because these people have done all these things to the phone. Yes, okay, this might be demonic and AI, but these are people at the end of the day that are breaking into my fucking house every time I go out. And I tell you, if I catch one of you in here, you will die the same day. Yeah, this is the way it will be. Yeah, the Lord will make sure that you will not be on this earth another day. That's what I pray to God. I don't know what to do. I feel my life has been stolen from me. This is theft. And the people who are meant to protect us are not protecting us. They're the ones enforcing the community guidelines and telling you that you can't talk about the truth. And that's misinformation. It's not misinformation. Wake up. And basically, we're, really at war. I can't believe we're in this situation. I just watch and I just kind of accepted it. I know I'll probably never drive my car again that I love because I don't want to. I don't want to go for lunch and I don't want to go shopping. I don't want to go to the beach. I don't want to go, and have lunch with anyone. You know why? Because my life's different now. I'm a targeted individual. My life's come to a grinding halt. I see things differently. My priorities are different. I want freedom and I want to be left alone. I don't want to be followed and hacked and stalked and raped and tortured and have home invasions and have people urinating all over my furniture, would I fucking make it up? Would I really go out of my way for attention to make the story up that I'm looking for attention or I'm crazy when I've posted so much evidence of interviews with other victims? I'm so sick and tired of everybody knowing what's happening and no one doing anything about it. I'm tired of it. I want to know who consented. Did you consent? I didn't. So, did you consent to having nano in your water? Or weird stuff put in your food? Did you consent to Bill Gates dropping loads of ticks around everywhere so that you'd get a tick bite and become allergic to red meat? I mean, who decided this is okay? I mean, it's laughable almost, isn't it? The world's so sick and evil that you can't speak the truth. You're punished for it. And it's just impossible. And I keep thinking to myself that these people who are doing this are going to have some type of sympathy, you know. I feel sorry for myself and then I think, oh, shame, they're going to feel sorry for me, you know. They're going to think, oh, you know, instead of me getting in my black convertible Jaguar with my third wife after destroying someone, I'm surely not going to drive to the shop and pretend that everything's great in my life when I'm a psycho fucking path and, you know, this woman's life's been destroyed and I'm the cause of it, kind of thing. I mean, I would think that anybody that's human would have a heart and go, hey, you know, this is pretty horrendous. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I mean, for me, it's just... I think what I will do from now on is I will take photos before I go out. And then I'll do photos when I come back so that you can see the dirt and the damage that they do to my home. When I come home, I will take the same photos of the same places. And I shall do like an inventory before I go out. And then an inventory when I return, because I do that for the letting agent that I run. And maybe that's the way I need to do it now. And then I'm not imagining it, am I? Because the kind of dirt that they're putting on the window frames and the doors is the sort of dirt that accumulates over years. And I don't live next to a building yard, so I shouldn't have all this dust. And my flowers shouldn't be going all sticky and full of yellow stuff, you know, after a day. I mean, they've done it so that the curtains are dirty and you got to keep washing them all the time. Lampshades need washing once a month. And it's just a bit too obvious, you know, from my perspective anyway. Like I say, this funny sort of pink sort of drips everywhere, like sticky drips everywhere. And someone was saying that they got yellow stuff all around them and it's sticky and it's like tastes funny or on their lips. And this is the stuff where actually I had a part where I chopped part of my finger off. Trying to get some magnets out of a bottle that I'd put them in. And the metal bottle, it was very sharp and it took my finger off. And so I had to try and put it back on. It was only about an inch. Was it? Not even that. But quite a lot of skin, a chunk of the finger came off. Not an inch, I beg your pardon. Oh, golly. Probably 3-4 millimeters of skin. Quite a big chunk of flesh came off the finger. And I managed to put it back on and it got all sore and And then I wrapped it in this bandage, and then all the skin underneath had gone together almost like it had been burnt. But that's not the area that was affected by the cut. So basically it was like an extra skin peeled off, and it was really dark yellow. And I thought, oh wow, that's interesting. So I think that there's some yellow stuff that they put on. So I just don't know. I really don't know. I've spoken to lots of targeted individuals, and we've talked about how people just don't know how to cope and what to do, and how they've been, depressed and suicidal, and there's no one there for them. And these people seek your destruction, and they're able to get to everyone that you love, so that you're all alone. And yeah, I just, as I say, I don't want to go shopping, and I don't want to do anything nice, because I hate it here. Don't want to go to the beach. I don't want to. I don't want to go swimming. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to go running. I don't want to try and conduct any type of life with all this going on. No thanks. And I don't intend to either. I plan on getting rid of my vehicles because I'm in chains, basically. I've got to sit and guard my home to stop home invasions. Because no police officer will stop them. And I avoid going out. So there's no point in having cars, is there? So this, I think it's just terribly criminal that you've got to change your life around because you've got criminals coming in your home every time you go out, and actually also when you're asleep in bed. They'll take the windows off the hinges. They broke a window of mine so that it seemed like it was closing, but it wasn't really closed, and they'd be coming in for a whole year. Every time I'd go out, when I came in often, I would hear, almost sounded like someone was in the bathroom. And I'd run up there and there wouldn't be anyone there. But I reckon there was someone there, and that's how they were getting in and out, through that window, you see. But again, if you contact the police, they will say, oh, why, who, why would they do this? And they just want to make you out to be crazy. It's like saying if someone's raped. No, you're imagining it. You're schizophrenic. You imagined it. Oh, were you wearing that yellow skirt when it happened, when you think it happened? Well, you probably were asking for it. You opened your legs practically and just your vagina was on total display. So the guy couldn't help himself and he had to stick it in there and rape you, It's your fault, really. You shouldn't wear that yellow skirt. And that's what it's like. And that's what it's coming down to. And I think it's sick. And I'm very tired of it. And I'm, at the point where, because I know who I am and I know this is happening, I just, I understand why people lash out. And I'm not scared of anyone. I pray that I find one of these guys in my home when I get home one day, because I can just fantasize about what I would do to them. Because I can't stand it. I can't stand it. This isn't just a burglary. This is so much worse than any horror film I've ever watched. I was watching a Steven Spielberg film about a man who killed his wife for the land, and he put her in a well and the rats had a way to get in and out the well into where the cows were, and they ate the teat of the cow, and then they came into the house and they bit his hand and he lost his hand, you know, and his life became a horror show. And he got his son to help him, and then his son died, and then he lost everything, and I just thought, oh God. And I thought, well, that's a horror film, but it's not as bad as my life. And it's not often you watch a horror film, is it? Which isn't as bad as your life. Then there was another film I watched, and it was a lady who went camping in America. And there was this psychopath who would hunt people down in these remote areas. And the whole film was about him hunting her down, and he sold beef jerky at the local shop. And it was of the people that he'd captured and tried the meat. And I thought, yeah, well, this is the same as what I'm dealing with. Except it's not a movie. This is my life. And these people literally breed children to eat. This is the Epstein Island stuff, and it's MK Ultra, where beef jerky is big business, and beef jerky seems to have legs and walks by itself because they can bring beef jerky over. Just going to give the beef jerky something to eat, and then I'll bring over the beef jerky shortly, kind of thing. And yeah, I was saying to God about it, I was saying, well, this is like a horror film. This horror film's horrible, but it's not much worse than my life. And all these people had disappeared, and this man had hunted them down and taken their phones and terrorized them and shot at them and tied them up and cut them up and taken little pieces out of them and left them half alive. And it's really actually just not much different to my life. And that's what I want to talk about. Because the horror films aren't as bad as my life. And that's how I know there's places, there's nothing that gives me any desire to do anything. Not until this world has been sorted out anyway. And I think about it, it's like the Fred West films, Fred and his wife, where they would, get children and keep them in the basement and rape them and have babies with them, and no one would know about it for 20 years. And then they'd bury the bodies in the garden or in the basement. And everybody goes, oh, did you hear about that awful thing, the Red West? Oh, gosh. And then I think, well, my life is actually not far off that. In fact, it's worse. Because it isn't conducted by Fred and his wife, Fred West. This is conducted by all my neighbours and the whole town. And I'm not crazy. So yeah. So I hope that helps some people anyway. And yeah, this is the horror factor. It really is the horror show. And the only way maybe we'll get it to stop is when these people who are doing it are repulsed by their own actions. I don't know. I'm hoping that might be the case. But I also know that they don't have any feelings. They don't have any emotions. They don't care. They don't want to know. They don't want to change. They enjoy it. They're getting a thrill. They're going to get their gift cards. They're going to go on holiday. They're going to get the house extension. They're going to go shopping. And, I mean, who really cares if you get raped? Who really cares if an innocent preacher of God is being hacked, stalked, terrorized and tortured, and that the house is being invaded, and that they can't sleep, and it's the worst of the criminals doing it to her. Even the neighbours have got involved. It's like a free-for-all hunters party. I mean, really, it's people don't have feelings, and they're going to laugh at you and follow you to the shop every time you go there. Here's how you know it's so evil. Every time I see my neighbour at the shop, every time I go there, he's there. This charity shop is 2 or 3, 4 roads away. Every single time I go to that shop, he comes in either just before or just after I have entered the shop. And I just have got to the point where I don't go there very often. I haven't been there for about 2 or 3 months. And then I went there last week. And he came again, every time. And that's not a coincidence. Bumped into the same guy at the post office. And he's mocking me because I believe in Jesus. You're going to play to Jesus, are you? Yeah. You're crazy, you are. I mean, really, am I? Is that why you turn up everywhere I go? You sure you're not a stalker? Hey? And I'm just sick and tired of it. I really am. And like I say, 1 or twice, maybe you go, oh yeah, coincidence. But neighbour, the fact that it's a neighbour, is a stalker and aggressive, violent, threatening, mocking, pointing laser lights, and also following, going to all the shops that you go to. Every single time you go to that shop, he is there. That's just more than a coincidence, in my opinion. But because the police won't do anything, the gloves are off, and I mean, this guy could probably pop in and rape me anytime he liked, eh? And the police would probably turn a blind eye. That's the way I feel. I feel totally unprotected, totally unsafe. And yeah, I've got Jesus. But this is the real world we're living in. And I'm just one of many victims of this. And so, you know, I think that if the police are complicit, then they need to be cursed. And that they need to have this Pegasus and all this put on them. And Stingray. And have all the nano put in their water. And have their neighbours blasting fans. That's another one. Fans all the time. That's to cool down the radiation devices. The lights, the laser, the radiation, the frequencies, having your TV taken over, where your controller doesn't work on your TV, having a phone that you can't control, a telephone number that doesn't work. Yeah, just try it. It's their turn. That's why I pray that God will do it to them. I'm so tired of it. And why is it so hard to believe that this is happening? I'm tired of it. You know, I really pray that God puts me in some position of authority here. I do. I'll so enjoy kicking ass. And it is just like God to do that. So that's what keeps me going. Oh dear. What else can I say? I have to bleach my body and scrub it down with a hard brush. It's a fight to remain human. Say anything can say. It's pretty evil. All right then, have a good day. It's Ayesha from godfm. Take care.